Bucket, everyone fucking bucket right now!
Bucky right now. What's happening, Reaper?
Tinny! Save your game.
Good deal. Good deal. Only 5 days remaining of leaderboard. We're on the final countdown. Ba-do-do-do.
Why idiot cheating? Why is problem? Little brain, little penis.
Fraze! How you doing, Mr. Fraze? Well, good. Great to hear. We need to get one more scoopage. We'll send it. Send it. Very good. Very good. Yeah, definitely good. I finally have decided to play. Well, not decided. It's more like I've finally been able to play. So, I'm happy about that. So, we're streaming, we're playing, we're finally putting dirt on the board. It's gonna be a good day, Tater. Alright. I have to actually smelt gold so we don't go bankrupt after midnight. I took a loan last time because we got a shitty map. Safe for top 10 finish? Yeah, you're pretty well safe. I think so. I think you'd be safe. I think I've only put about 700 ounces on the board since last time I played. I did one clean out. Reverse. I'd be able to pay off the loan or get close to it. Really? Lurk, thank you for the lurk. Alright. And I should swap all the mats and stuff. Maybe. I don't know. We'll check after the next dump truck. Maybe we'll be top 10 again by the end of the stream. We'll see. We'll see. Top 10 seasonal at least. We're counting down, man. 5 more days. 5 more days. Gonna be ending Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I just realized we have 1 day to summer. We're almost in summer. Woohoo! The water. Oh yeah, that one. That's enough. Okay, let's Go check the water tower water. Make sure it's filled. All them gallons, man. All them gallons. Raining in game one day to summer. Woot. Here we go. Everything's swapping. Swap, swap, swap. We're off, we're running, let's go.
Stay a while and listen.
Ryan! Sub, 23 months, heck yeah. Which reminds me, I don't know if Nutharin or Nutharface is around, but he gifted 10 subs while I wasn't streaming, so if you're hanging out, all of a sudden you're subscribed, don't know why, well, you might have gotten a sub from Nutharface. But thank you for that, Ryan. I appreciate it. And forward. Like spike. Alright, that goes in this one. The button. You know, I probably should have grabbed this bucket and dumped it as well. $727. Damn, 830 or so. 830, almost 840. That's pretty good. Pretty freaking good. Probably enough to pay off our loan by the end of our digging day. And the rest of it we'll be able to apply to doing resets. It's going, right? It's going. We've only done 3 cleanouts now? Maybe 2, 3, something like that. But yeah, no, it's going. It's going. How are you doing, Mr. Ryan? Wife's hanging in there. She's still hurting from her procedure. We're looking at about almost a week, so trying to extend the medicines, the pain medicine out longer. But yeah, she pulls it out too far, then she gets to hurting, and then I have to get the pains back under control. You're sitting in the Phoenix airport. I've been there once. There's like some kind of sports bar. I walked into there when I was like 18 years old and ordered nachos, and they asked if I wanted a beer, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take a beer. And then they came back and then they carded me, and they said that I had to go, so I didn't get my nachos or beer. I was like, well, can I just get nachos to go? And they're like, no, get out of here. Fucking Phoenix. Turban, oh shit, we live. We are live. I know it's been a while, but man, that sickness, and then I started new medicine for my Crohn's disease, and that was like, the fatigue sucked. But we got Rasher wife with her surgery, so taking care of her, but she's taking a nap right now, and I've got all the housework pretty much caught up, so I'm able to pull away and do a little stream here, hang out with everybody. You're on DLC, not familiar enough with Leaderboard to say for sure. Yeah, it depends. I mean, if you're top 50, you should be good to go. Because top 50 gets the skin. So if you're top 10, top 20, you'd be all right. Blocky, hello, hello. How's the board looking? Well, there's the max side. Towboat 53, 10th is 44,000. Dan is in 8th, and he thinks he's pretty well got the top 10, so he's not too worried. Seasonal side. We're hoping to get up there today. I need 9K. 9K would put me in top 10, so hopefully we can get up there today. We'll see. Want to find out what the announcement is about reward for top 10, currently 6th. Top 10 gets the same thing as everybody else. So basically, if you're top 10, you'll get the same as the top 50. There's nothing special. To my knowledge, there's nothing special. In the past, it was like top 5 got a key to the DLC or something, but that was it. Lieutenant Reaper! Hello, hello. Glad to see you as well. Special reward for top 10 on this one. I mean, I think it's probably supposed to say top 50 because on the non-DLC side it says top 10, and the top 10 get a special prize, a skin. So I don't know. It could be worth asking if there's a special prize for top 10 in the Discord on the DLC side, or if it's just a typo. So ain't got time to get top 10 seasonal with only 5 days left. Not gonna put my time and try to do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you usually go on vacation to Phoenix in weird times, so I figure you're on one of those deals. Not to burst your bubble or anything, but yeah, Terrabin, basically that's how it's been. Maybe there is, I don't know, but I haven't heard anything from the devs or anything about a special top 10. Arizona since Saturday. Well, at least it's not like middle of summer Arizona, right? You gotta love the rivalry that all the other fast foods have with McDonald's. I mean, everybody else is just like burger mogging McDonald's. Like the CEO claiming that he eats there every day, but he probably eats in the special McDonald's cafeteria that has like salads and shit. Like he doesn't even realize that they don't even have salad on the McDonald's menu everywhere. Like used to be able to get a salad in a McDonald's in the US, but none of my local ones you can get salad. You can't get fruit and yogurt parfait. There's really no healthy options. But yeah, I just love that everybody. I mean, even Gordon Ramsay jumped in on it, and he's like, "Here's my burger from my restaurant. Here's how you freaking take a bite." Like Arby's doesn't even have burgers to my knowledge, and they're clowning on McDonald's CEO. So it's funny. It's great. I love it. 90 on Sunday. Ooh, man, I tell you. I mean, it's still hot, but I mean, it's not like middle of summer hot where the fucking garbage cans melt. So Arby's does have burgers. Yeah, I don't know. I go to Arby's and I usually get like those little roast beef sandwiches. It's not even real roast beef, but I don't care. Like just put some horsey sauce or whatever, that mayonnaise with the horseradish in it. Call it a day, man. Because like one Arby's that we had burned down and the other one is way too far to drive. So McDonald's press released an ad of their president eating one of their burgers, and it was such a tiny bite. Yeah, BK responded. Wendy's has, I believe, responded. Arby's jumped into it. Carl's Jr. maybe. But yeah, I've seen like everybody jumping in on it and just dogpiling the McDonald's guy. Like, and he's put out 2 or 3 more videos since then. Like he redid his big arch burger bite, and then I think he's done a couple more talking about eating like the fish sandwich and shit like that. So nothing special. Stick with the roast beef. That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's kind of like You know, if KFC brought out a freaking burger, you go to KFC for chicken. You don't go there for the burgers. So that's what I would think with Arby's is, you know, you go there for the roast beef. Like you're not going there for a burger. So, but yeah, no, freaking BK did it first. BK had their new Whopper that they were showing how to eat, and yeah, it's great. And then watching it on Twitter, I know that people were roasting McDonald's because McDonald's put out a tweet. They're like, "Hey, try our new product, the Big Arch or whatever," and they're like, "Motherfuckers can't even legally call it a burger." So it was good. It's been fun. X, Twitter, whatever. But yeah, funny to watch, that's for sure. You know, I think there's something in McDonald's like cocaine, because every once in a while there's just, you have to get McDonald's, you know. It doesn't have to be anything great, just like a McDonald's cheeseburger or something like that, little greaseball burger. I think it's in the seasoned salt that they use. There's probably cocaine in it, so you're addicted. But yeah. I mean, everyone that I've talked to that's tried the Big Arch has all said, just get a fucking Big Mac. It's better. So, phrase cocaine? Yep, McDonald's cocaine, man. You've not had it for 2 years. I mean, don't fall back into the trap. I like it. I get the, so I like the quarter pounder with cheese, but they charge like $7 for just the fucking burger. But if you get a double cheeseburger and add an extra patty, it's like $5 or something like that. And it's actually more than the quarter pounder weight wise. So you end up with more food for $2 less, and it's the same thing. So a pretty good little trick. That's what I do. Work around it. Double cheeseburger, add an extra patty. So now there's 3 patties, 2 pieces of cheese. Let's go. Good shit, man. I'm not a fan of the McDonald's chicken nuggets, because those aren't fucking chicken nuggets. I don't know what they are, but like, I don't know. I think Captain Crunch is involved because it tears up the roof of your mouth. So, which, you know, Captain Crunch is just fucking glass. It's just straight up glass cocaine. So, only burger Arby's has is the Wagyu burger. That's only 48% Wagyu, and the rest is your standard beef. You know, that's what I didn't understand, is why would you waste Wagyu like that? Like, I mean, I understand that the more fat in a burger, the juicier and better it is. So you'll use like a 70% burger blend or something like that. 70-30, something like that. Makes the best burgers. But Wagyu is supposed to be like melt in your mouth, fucking costs a lot and all that. Why buy Wagyu burgers, man? Just get regular Angus if you want to step it up, but just regular beef. Just fatty beef, man. If it's not fatty enough, mix in like some bacon fat into it. You're good to go. But I've never been impressed by that kind of stuff. You know, McDonald's, when they used to have like the Angus 3rd pounders or whatever the fuck they were called. Like, it's just another kind of beef. You know, there's not a huge flavor difference. I mean, it's more dependent on what you feed the cows or the cattle before you harvest them. You know, like what they grow up on, like grass-fed and grain-fed. There's a huge difference. Grain-fed's typically more fattier, but like a grass-fed will be more like the meat is a redder color. So, right? Why mix it? Yeah, straight up Wagyu and all that kind of stuff. If it was, yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like, I've never really been impressed with that. I've had Wagyu steak before, and it's good, but I mean, I'm still like, my favorite cut has always been a ribeye or like prime rib roast. Like, that's what I like, and can't really go wrong with it. It's usually very tender, and there's enough fat in there, marbling flavor-wise, that it's good to go, man. Don't need to be Wagyu, but I had like Wagyu steak and scallops with saffron cream and caviar and all that fancy bullshit. And I don't know, like for the extra money, you could get like prime cuts of beef and be just as happy. So, because prime just means it has better marbling, better flavor. Like that's just go that route. So. Okay, do I have any UK people in here? Because Dan and I were talking earlier on his stream, and I am very curious about HP sauce. So, like, HP sauce, I've heard is similar to A1, but I don't know if you guys have A1 steak sauce over there. Dan says it's too spicy. He doesn't like HP sauce. I've heard that it's very vinegary and peppery, like A1, but I don't know. I mean, I guess the one thing I could do is wait until August and buy a bottle of HP sauce when it comes through town, and figure it out and answer it for all Americans, you know. Because we were discussing bacon buddies, or a bacon sandwich. And I asked him because in the UK, some people eat it with HP sauce and some people eat it with ketchup. And Dan's a ketchup guy, and I've had the bacon buddy using the American streaky bacon with ketchup, and it's pretty good. If I didn't have tomatoes, ketchup will work. But, you know, the good old BLT, just minus the lettuce, because lettuce is annoying, gets in the way. The bacon and tomato sandwich with some mayo. That's the best, but if you don't have mayo, ketchup will work. But I mean, if it's like HP sauce, you know, and HP sauce is like A1 steak sauce, I could see how that could be good too, because like the vinegar and everything cutting through, so. Yeah, HP sauce. It's in the same bottle as like an A1 steak sauce bottle, so it's a square bottle. It's a brown sauce. I've heard it's very vinegary, and Dan said it was too spicy for him, so that's what makes me think it's like HP sauce is just A1 steak sauce, but it's big in Europe or the UK. So I'm trying to figure out if it is like A1 and have somebody describe it to me, but we don't have any of my UK friends in the chat today. I asked Dan, I said, is it like vinegary, kind of like they have Branston pickle, which is like a chutney, and it's got a vinegary like sauce that kind of like binds all the vegetables together. So it's like a relish, like a vegetable relish, but they call it a pickle. It's very good. I eat it with like cheese sandwiches, put it on hot dogs. You can throw it on a burger. Like it's really good stuff. But he said no, it's not like that. So. I guess I could always Google it also. Be like, hey Google, like, is A1 steak sauce and HP sauce basically the same thing? A1 is tangier, thinner, while HP is thicker and sweeter. Uses malt vinegar, tamarind, often paired with British heavy breakfasts. Okay, so it's a sweet A1. So, okay. But yeah, so they'll use that on their bacon sandwiches over there, which the bacon over there is basically like a thinly cut pork chop. They do like a back bacon, so it's like a loin bacon. I mean, A1 or a sweeter A1 sauce on a pork chop wouldn't be bad, so I can see how that could be good in a sandwich form. Owned by the same company. Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, we don't have HP over here. We only have the A1. So. But there's companies that do that kind of stuff. So like Nestle, there's a bunch of Nestle candy bars in the UK that we don't have over here. Or they'll rename certain things over there. So I think like the 100 grand bar is a Nestle product. But in the UK, they have a Lion bar, which is essentially the same thing as like 100 grand, but put a Twix in the middle. So like it has that biscuit or cookie with it. And that is freaking amazing. And we can't get them over here. I don't know why. It's terrible. So. But I don't know if they have 100 grand over there either, you know. So. But they got like the Lion bar, the Boost bar. They've got, trying to think of another one that Nestle has. Because Nestle put out another bar that was basically like competition to the Lion bar. And then both were so loved that they kept them both or something. Which is kind of weird because usually you'd have like over there Cadbury's the big chocolate, so Cadbury's would put out a competitor bar. But yeah, it's sold in Walmart, and if it wasn't sweet enough, there's a fruity version. I've never seen it. I'll have to check and see if it's in my Walmart or get one online. I don't know. I could probably buy some online. But usually I just wait until the Highland Games comes through. And then the Highland Games, there's a seller that comes through, and they sell like a bunch of different snacks and candies and things like that from the UK. I usually get my Branston pickle, and they have like HP sauce and a bunch of different things there. So. Where I got my Iron Brew. Try Iron Brew. Well, I tried Brenny's Iron Brew, but you could get Iron Brew through them and whatnot. But yeah. Gotta keep track of time, because we actually have to go smelt and sell and and all that kind of stuff. So that way we don't go bankrupt and lose all of our equipment. Or yeah, no, I know there's a bunch of regulations that are different, but I don't know why they don't bring that stuff here, is what I mean. So, like, the stuff they have over there would meet our regulations, other than, like, black currant, for whatever reason, is outlawed. But, why they can't sell the Lion Bar here, or bring out a version of the Lion Bar here, it don't make no sense. Like, that's my favorite candy bar, is that one that I've had over there. Like, I like Twixes, I like 100 Grands, you put them together, and Lion Bar, amazing. So. I just found out that they have a UK candy bar here in the US. I've just never tried it, but it's called Tony's Chocolonely is the brand, and they have different flavors, but kind of want to try it. Because they can get away with using cheaper ingredients despite how bad they are for us. Pay big money, government says, oh, okay, right. Yeah, no, a lot of stuff that I get at the store anymore, if it says bioengineered, it ain't allowed in the house. Go with more organic stuff, like non-GMO. Like, I remember when that was a big thing, like the non-GMO shit, but yeah. Start going more that way if I can get it at a decent price, just because it's better for you than this other shit. So, but I guess the science is now saying that ham and bacon will kill you, pepperoni, all that kind of stuff. They're cancer-causing ingredients in them. So, ham, pepperonis, and bacon. I guess other deli meats as well have like carcinogens in them or some shit. I don't know. That's what the study is saying. Right. Well, I mean, there's still the non-GMO stuff. Like I go to a lot of farmers markets and I get like heirloom type stuff, so that way you can use your seeds to replant. But organic is more the thing than the non-GMO thing, because I know GMO is kind of like, genetically modified and all that kind of stuff, which during high school we did that kind of stuff with like peas, peas and peanuts and shit like that. You would cross different breeds or different varieties of peas and stuff to get a more resistant strain or something that has bigger fruit, or whatever you were looking for the outcome. You would cross these different varieties to end up with a healthier, stronger version of that vegetable or fruit. So seed sellers know when farmers replant seeds. If it wasn't GMO, how else would they know, right? I get it. But, yeah, large scale shit and all that kind of stuff. I mean, go ahead, find me, whatever you gotta do, Because I know a lot of that stuff, if it's non-GMO or you use the heirloom stuff, you can sell at higher prices. So, but that's why I do more local farmers markets, shit like that. I don't usually buy from bigger grocery store chains when it comes to like produce and stuff. So we live in a pretty rural area, and we have greenhouses and stuff like that, and farmers markets run all year round, so we can get some, if not all, of our produce locally. And we have a greenhouse as well, so, which we're running behind. We need to get some shit planted. Onions, radishes, carrots and stuff are ready to go. Get the tomatoes sprouting. We have artichoke plants out in the front yard, basically, so we go harvest those. Get fresh artichokes. There are some areas where non-GMO crops won't even survive the winters, pests, etc. Yeah. The GMO seeds are coming out with it, just try to make it more resilient. So they don't need as much. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just like, when it comes to, okay, like you go grab a jar of, what is it, Hellman's or Best Foods mayonnaise, and it says right on it, like, contains bioengineered ingredients, which I think it's probably talking about the oil, because it uses like vegetable oil or canola oil or whatever kind of oil to make mayonnaise, because I don't think they're going to be bioengineering chicken eggs, because I mean that's essentially what it is. You use like vinegar, egg, a little bit of mustard and oil, and that's mayonnaise. Like, it's not hard. We make our own. You can use lemon juice if you want a little bit of a zing or tanginess to it. But, yeah, then you start looking at other things. So, like, if you get jarred pasta sauce for whatever reason. So there's Ragu and Prego. Prego, I believe, is owned by Campbell's Soup. So on there it says contains bioengineered ingredients. If you look at a can of Campbell's Soup, whether it's cream of mushroom, any of that, contains bioengineered ingredients. Paste Picante salsa is Campbell's and also contains bioengineered ingredients. Not a fan of that kind of stuff, so like we quit getting anything that's Campbell's. But if you get organic doesn't have that bioengineered bullshit. So, but yeah, GMO, I mean, I might have misspoke when I said that, because I do know about it and stuff like that, but I don't really have an issue with the GMO stuff, because like I said, we've been genetically modifying that shit since we started farming back 10,000 years ago or whatever. 10,000 BC, whenever we started to domesticate shit. That's been genetically modified by accident, on purpose, in laboratories and all that kind of stuff. And I don't really have an issue with that as much as, you know, bioengineered laboratory type bullshit. Like, I don't understand. And they don't really have a definitive definition of what the hell they're talking about when it comes to that. So, yeah, I was gonna say a couple months ago, I think it was the Campbell's executives or whatever, pretty much said that their soup isn't real soup, it's for poor people. Yeah. Local university, crossbreeding different things. Yeah. No. That's all good. Like I said, I live in a rural area. I'm in Oregon, so we have like Oregon State University is very big on agriculture. And so they're always developing something for farming or agriculture in general. So it's all good. Like, I get that kind of stuff. Like, I don't have an issue that way. So WSU, is that Washington State University or Wisconsin? I'm not familiar with the WSU for sure. Yeah, Washington. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean that's all fine. That's all, you know. Get your seeds and all that kind of stuff. Like, I understand why they did the GMO stuff for that, and when there was the big outcry about, you know, non-GMO boycotting all the GMO stuff, and then you realize that shit's been going on since we domesticated cattle and began farming in the BC era. Like, you know, once we figured out how seeds were, and we started coming together, creating villages, communities, towns, and all that kind of shit, like, we started getting away from the hunter-gatherer aspect of life. We've been genetically modifying crops or animals, domesticating them. Like, a chicken now, if you compare the size of a chicken now to a chicken in 1899, like, the chickens now, they grow faster, they grow bigger, and that's even without, like, vaccines or any kind of injections or anything, you know, just get it out of a fucking egg. In 100 years, there's been a huge difference in the development of chickens. Like, chickens are way bigger than what they used to be. Cattle has changed, all that kind of stuff. We have the different breeds and whatnot, so. But, yeah. Like, I mean, Wagyu, I guess, has always been around, but it's, you know, kind of like the specialty meats and whatnot. I think there's, what is that? I think there's like a type of Wagyu in Japan where they like feed them beer, give them massages all day, but they're not allowed to leave or wander around. They just pretty much live in a stall, and the stall is super clean. Like, it's automatically, they shit on the floor and it's cleaned out immediately. But like, I'm not 100% on that, but I believe I've did that. But yeah, doing a lot of testing, cloning for certain animals. I mean, that's where I kind of get into a little weird, is like the cloning aspect. There's probably nothing wrong with the cloning aspect of things, but it's that borderline playing God kind of thing, and being religious and Christian and whatnot. I mean, there's that side of things of, is it too far, you know? The breeding aspect where you're like, okay, I breed this cow with this cow and I get this kind of cow. Like, I mean, we have what, beefalo, which is like a bison crossed with some kind of cattle. So I mean, the one thing that I refuse and why I usually try to do like farmers market stuff and buy locally is the lab grown meat. Like, meat that's been grown in a laboratory is kind of fucking weird. So, kind of spooky the stuff they're doing, because I don't know, it was kind of news a little bit. I saw last week, I believe. They had like a petri dish of 20,000 human brain cells or some shit, and the scientists trained it to play Doom. So they played Doom, the video game. They used like 20,000 brain cells in a petri dish. Like, it was fucking weird. So, I don't know. Laboratory stuff kind of freaks me out. Just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can probably look it up. Like, you know. Like I said, it was news like last week, I think, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're coming up with some weird stuff, but yeah, to train like brain cells in a petri dish to play a video game. I mean, why Doom? For one, whose choice was that? So now you just have a petri dish of violent brain cells. Because, you know, video games cause violence, so. Big advocate for the debate of GMO versus natural farming in the UK is that one guy on the car show. And they're trying to discredit him by saying he's just a car guy. Well, yeah, I mean, Jeremy Clarkson, I think, has done a phenomenal job of bringing light on the farming crisis in the UK. Like, all the regulation rules, basically everything like that, they're trying to pretty much destroy farming over there, because it's, for them, they want to import their meat, import their products from other places in Europe. But like, it's crazy. I watch Clarkson's farm and whatnot, and a lot of the rules, regulations, the shit they have to jump through over there just to try to sell your products as a farmer, and to protect your livestock and whatnot. Like, over here, we have a lot of things where, like, if a bear, coyotes, wolves, fox, whatever, threatens your livestock, you can do something to protect it. But over there, it's like badgers. Badgers give the freaking cows, like, hepatitis or something. Now all your cows have to be quarantined, and you can't do shit about the badgers because they're protected. Fucking crazy. Like, you can't trap them and move them off your land. Can't shoot the fuckers. Like, ridiculous. Yes. So the latest season, Hex, he was doing something where, like, half the product was beans and the other one was something else. And he tried it because he was literally like, okay, we'll give this a shot, see about sustainable farming and whatnot like that, I think. And the crop yield was way, way lower than what would be needed to be, you know, sustain a higher population. And it had to do with, like, you plant beans because it puts nitrogen in the soil or something like that, and then that nitrogen is used by the other crop that's grown with the beans. It's a nice way of thinking about it and trying to figure it out, and maybe it can be solved later, but yeah. When he did the harvest, it was way under what he would have gotten if he had planted just the regular seeds in the way he's been farming for a long time. So. But, like, he tried to set up the farm shop so that way his neighbors who raise pigs, that he would sell the pork in his farm shop, but they're like, yeah, the regulations and shit wouldn't allow him to do that, and it's crazy. Well, there's that, Hex, the UK and their way of, thinking this is what we have to do. But they're also trying to force farmers to turn a bunch of their farmland into woods and forests again, because for whatever reason, the UK chopped down all their forests and didn't replant or replenish it. So now the government wants to mandate that they turn their farmland into forests. I know he gets a subsidy for planting like wildflowers and turning part of his stuff into fields of for bees and shit, but like that's one thing, but to turn like farmland into woods and stuff, like you're losing a lot of your stuff and you can't really forage, you're not going to get as much out of it, and I guess I don't know. It's kind of like with every other government that's in charge. They think they're doing good, but they don't look at the long terms. They don't have any kind of studies. They don't think logically. They're just trying to score DEI and certain points that way when it comes to it. I guess it's more of a feelings versus fact or logic kind of thing. And it's not going to work. Right, tear down a city block. Well, I mean, those people in the cities, their money, that's kind of like here. It's like Portland makes the rules for the rest of the state. And it's like, it's not going to work because, yeah, Portland's all close and it's a city and this, that, and the other thing, but like you can't take the same rules of a city and apply it to a rural area. It's it's not going to work. And the same thing with like London and some of the bigger cities in the UK. They're making laws and rules and whatnot that way. It's kind of like, okay, in the US, it's stupid for us to take a farm or a field and turn it into solar panels. Throw that shit on top of skyscrapers. Throw that on top of buildings in the city, Like, there's a bunch of real estate right there on top of roofs and apartments and shit like that. You want your solar panels, throw them there. Like, that makes more sense than destroying your food and your other sources and stuff like that. Like, doesn't make any sense. But, I don't think that's what it's actually about. A lot of these government officials, Congress and whatnot that push for renewable energy and whatnot, they really don't care about that. I think they're invested in it. They have stock holdings and shit like that. So for them, they're going to push it because they're going to get money out of it. But it don't make no sense to me. I mean, you have these cities and whatnot, and so yeah, throw your solar panels there, attach them into your apartments and whatnot, incentivize people to invest in them and put them on their buildings, so that way, they get like a credit or some shit. So that could reduce the price of your power bill because, you're creating more energy than what you're using or some shit. I don't know, whatever you gotta tell yourself. But yeah, do that. Yeah, the feelings crowd. It's kind of like right now they're trying to vote on outlawing hunting, fishing, and basically culling of animals. So if you are a rancher here, you wouldn't be able to harvest your cattle or your sheep or your chickens or any of that kind of stuff. Your livestock, you would not be able to harvest, butcher, or any of that kind of stuff. They want to outlaw it because animal cruelty. Which then, okay, now we have to import our products from a different state. So then the price is going to go up. But these people in like Portland and Salem and the big cities that pretty much control the rest of the rural areas in the state have never seen a cow or understand the process. They're like, okay, meat comes from the supermarket. Why do we need farmers? They could just get their meat from the supermarket. Well, ranchers and farmers put the meat in the supermarket, but they don't understand the chain and how it works. So they're just going to get pissy when the price goes up, and then they're going to be like, corporations are greedy. So, right. Deer hunting. That's the other thing that'll make no sense here. We can hunt blacktail, but we can't hunt whitetail. But the whitetail and the blacktail are crossbreeding. So you have deer with the blacktail, but they have the whitetail rack, and you could get in trouble for shooting those. And they won't let us hunt the whitetail, and the whitetail are starting to outnumber the blacktail. And it don't make no damn sense. You shoot a blacktail with the blacktail, you know, horns or antlers, and, you know, has the whitetail. They don't understand biology. And the other thing that the people, okay, they want to outlaw fishing and hunting, is a lot of the tags, licenses, and all that kind of stuff pays for national parks or state parks and things like that. It's forestry controversy, you know, like conservation. When a wildfire breaks out, that money that pays for the wildfires and shit comes from people that are paying for hunting license, fishing license, and all that kind of stuff. And like Oregon is well known for like Dungeness crab on the coast, like crab season and all that kind of stuff. Like you start fucking with tourist stuff, then now all of a sudden you're killing your tourist and trade and all that kind of stuff. And again, it just comes down to the feelings. We need to feel good, and instead of logically looking at, hey, we're bringing in money for this, that, and the other thing.
Listen.
So. Billy Bob, 22 months. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, it's crazy, and it's Oregon, of course. So, like, it's Portland, in Portland.
Bobr, kurwa!
Bobber.
Ja pierdolę, jakie bydle! Bober!
Bobber. Watching the time, making sure we got enough. We got fast travel. Maybe get one more clean out before we have to go smelt and sell and get some money. Yeah, paying off the loan is one thing, but it also makes sure I have enough money for my workers and my renting of equipment, because I don't want this shit repoed or the workers to quit. All that, so. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'll probably piss some people off with some of my way of thinking. Okay. A lot of people leave those countries because they don't like those things, and then they want to bring those things to this country and turn this country into the country they left. If you like those things and you want those things, go to a place that has those things. Like, I understand that we are a melting pot and we are, you know, basically a combination of the entire world. But there's also the idea that you conform to what we have decided. Like, when you come here, you get certain benefits, but it requires conforming to the rules and laws that are set up here. Yeah, come here legally, or fuck off. We'll help you pack. Like, that's one of those things. Like, the people that immigrated here legally came through different things, whether it was Ellis Island, who waited in quarantine to make sure that they weren't bringing diseases to the masses that live here already. We did a background check. We made sure that they aren't fucking, you know, criminals, They aren't sleeper cells that are going to freaking be activated and cause terrorism and other issues. You know, they came here, they saw a better life than what they had where they were at, and they actually did help to make America great. But when you start becoming lax on those things, you don't enforce immigration rules and things like that, then you start having issues where you have terrorist cells, you have the possibility of plague, because we've seen cases of that coming through. So, like, diseases are coming back. So, most of those that came through Ellis Island aren't around anymore. Are you saying those who are here legally these days aren't actually here legally? I'm saying if they came through the proper channels and they did not cross over the southern border, or they didn't come over from Cuba, or they didn't come in here undocumented, unchecked, that they are here illegally. They have broken a law. That's what I'm saying. If you go through the proper channels, whether it's through asylum, if you came here because you are a refugee, things like that, where we know who you are, where you came from, you know, if you have diseases, if you have health issues that we need to address, like all that kind of stuff, like I have no problems with that. If you have a visa to come here and work, great. Like, understand all that kind of stuff. It's when you start breaking laws. I mean, whether it's, you know, you break into my house or anything like that. I mean, you come onto my property, you know, without me knowing you or anything like that. We're going to have issues, questions, things like that. So, till the 60s, you had to have a sponsor that was living in the U.S. As a citizen for 5 years or more in order to come here after being approved. Now they walk in illegally, have it better than we do. I mean, I personally know of a Mexican family that's here illegally, you know, and they get all the benefits that they supposedly say you don't get. They have benefits. They have anchor children. They pretty much figured out how the system worked, and they have exploited it. Personally, I know these people. They live fucking 15 minutes away from me. Like, and they have their family members that came here illegally as well. And have milked and worked the system and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, but yeah, they do have it better than veterans. We have a lot of homeless people here, and I think that American citizens should get benefits before people who broke the law to get here, that kind of stuff. So, where were we? Seeing that they live, jobs, and work definitely not better than most citizens. Long story short here, they come here, they don't pay taxes, they work cash jobs. And I see that a lot as well, the cash thing. So people will come into where I work and they pay cash. They don't have bank accounts and stuff like that. They do a lot of stuff under the table. And we have to have somebody that works where I work that speaks Spanish because they don't know English at all. Like I said, it's a rural area. We have to have a lot of agricultural jobs. And a lot of people coming through are not here legally. But I know that they drive some pretty nice cars. They drive better cars than what I've got. Especially the ones that are working in construction based jobs that are all cash. Because we are a sanctuary state. So we see a lot of that kind of stuff. We're always suing the government. So. Yeah. I mean, Billy Bob, he's in Minnesota with all the Tim Walz scam stuff with the Somalis where, like, was it 85% of all Somali people are on welfare receiving it and all that kind of stuff, where, like, white people and Americans are receiving less than 10% of the state's welfare benefits or something like that. It's fucking insane how, like, that works. But, you know, I'm not saying that people should do without. I think you should help your neighbor and stuff like that. But I think that's a community-based thing. You know, being a part of a church, a lot of churches help the community, help people in the community with donations and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't always have to be government handouts. And we've definitely seen that it doesn't work. You know, throwing money at the problem doesn't work. Basically, we've been throwing money at black people and black communities since the civil rights era. And we've seen that education has gone down. Dropout rates have gone up. Pregnancies and abortions and all that kind of stuff in black communities through the freaking roof. We've seen marriages and stuff like that since the 60s drop. Single parent homes where it's a single mother, depending on the government and stuff like that, through the roof. Again, high levels since the 60s, since civil rights. Basically, the government has forced the black community to marry the government, and we've seen crime and everything like that spike and go up within the communities, and the governments always throw money. The answer, throw money at them. But it doesn't work. It does not work. Yes, the Learing Centers. We got to make sure the Learing Centers are getting money for teaching kids where there's no kids. Yes. Yes. It's insane. It's really insane. Like, a lot of this shit's been going on for way too long. Alright. After this, we're gonna go smelt. Want to make sure I have plenty of money. $743 plus 1113, 850. Not bad. Not bad at all. Smelter. Go to the smelter. Alright. Been fun. Now that my controller's fully charged, I'm off to play some Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Alright, Hex, thanks for hanging out. Catch you later. Ryan McGamer. Hello. Why'd you do it, Ryan? Why'd you do it? Why did you burn down the Blue Lagoon in Glasgow? We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're hanging in there. We're not dying to death. Rasher wife, as long as she has her pain meds in check, she's doing okay. So. Oh. Loan? Pay off loan? What's it going to cost? Oh, I don't have enough to pay off the loan. Is it really going to be like in $10 million? Damn, okay, well, whatever. Back to digging. Digging. Alright. That was an inside job. Just contemptuous, corrupt, king nationalist weirdos in charge. Whole country is in shambles. Yeah. Well, I thought that was like a historic block or a historic building or some shit, and it burned down. And yeah, it's crazy how they just all of a sudden catch fire. Has nothing to do with maybe an immigration issue. There's a certain demographic that comes in that are uncivilized, tend to be problematic. Yeah, it's not okay. I mean, Japan's got it figured out. I think Poland is doing something similar, but yeah. I mean, it's controversial in some ways of hearing it, but it's true. But yeah. Now watch it become a hotel for immigrants. Yeah. Low income housing for immigrations. Don't even bother venturing into the cities anymore. No, I try to avoid it. I really do. I like my rural area. I mean, if I had the money, I would like to get some property and just fuck off. Like, I'd be happy raising my own livestock and being self-sufficient that way. Like, don't even need a big house. Daughter's gonna be graduating in about 3 years or whatever, so I mean, get a small house for me and Rasher wife on a couple acres out in the country somewhere and just fucking fuckity bye. I mean, I'll still stream and everything, but yeah, big cities, man. Fuck that. Alright, Ryan, you have a safe flight. We'll catch you in a bit. Moderator Ryan. Not Ryan McGamer. And Billy Ray has it right. They've been forced on a plane. That's right. Well, he's been in Phoenix since Saturday. I think he's heading home back to Colorado. Colorado was like another Oregon. Crazy ass governor and shit. So. Took a bigger loan than I thought. Yeah, I forgot that it was going to be like 10 million. Fenty Town. Fentanyl? Home of the lean. Yeah, The Arizona. He's in Phoenix. I think. I don't know where did Breaking Bad take place? Albuquerque? New Mexico or something like that area? I don't know. I've never seen Breaking Bad, so I'm not 100% familiar where it takes place, but I think it's in New Mexico. Arizona and New Mexico, they're not too much different. Fucking hot. Yeah, yeah. Watched the first few episodes of season 1. No, I heard it's one of the best shows. I mean, I was more into The Sopranos. So, like, I watched everything except for the final season part 2, I think is what it was. My reasoning behind that is if I never watch the last of The Sopranos will never end. Been a dry heat. Yeah, it's a dry heat. Right, all the freaking YouTube shorts or TikTokies and all that kind of shit. Don't need to watch the fucking full episodes. Never saw Oz. I've heard it was good though. But yeah, Sopranos, man, that was my show. I watched that religiously. And then the other show that caught my attention that I watched everything I could until, I had to wait was Peaky Blinders. So, Oz will make you never want to go to prison in the US ever. Yeah, yeah. Watched it as a younger guy and it scarred me. But yeah, no, Peaky Blinders, man, that was a fucking good show. But I think I've missed the last couple seasons and whatnot, so I know there's some shit that happens, but yeah. Didn't get into it. I don't know why I got sucked in. I think it was like I was sick, and then, because it was all on Netflix over here, so, and I don't really do Netflix, but I remember I was like sick or something and I put it on and fucking zoom. That was it. Scumbags. I mean, BBC, it's propaganda, but they have some good stuff like Doctor Who back before fucking, was it Jodie Whittaker or whatever took over as the Doctor, and then everything went downhill from there. Like Timeless Children and a bunch of other shit needs to get fucking retconned because it fucking ruined the show. And then Davies, was it Russell T Davies, like came in, saved Doctor Who, or no, brought back Doctor Who, and it was amazing. And then someone else took it over, and that's when I think Whittaker, the 13th Doctor, fucked it up, and then Russ T. Davies came back with Shuti Gatwa and fucked that all up. So, and now Disney has ties to that as well. I think the last season that was created is like half Disney, half Russell T. Davies, and half fucking BBC. Yes, 3 halves. It doesn't make sense, but BBC doesn't make any sense, and yeah. I liked a couple of the Doctors, but then again, I liked Star Trek before it went to hell, but I mostly watched Star Trek The Next Generation. That was what I grew up on. Fallout, haven't seen any of it. I've heard it's good, but I've never really liked the Fallout games. So I think I played like 2 Fallout games. Yeah. Babylon 5 heard is good. Yeah. Base Above and Beyond. Stargate. There you go. Stargate. Yeah, I like Star Wars. I used to like it. Fucking Disney. Oh. Bonk Speed, how you doing? The games will make it richer viewing experience to get some of the locations and lore. Right. I don't know. I just never really got into the games. Can't wait for Stargate to come back. Hoping they get closer to Stargate 1 than SGU. Yeah. And hoping new Stargate series are coming out will be good. Fingers crossed. No. I don't know if it'll be a remake or if it's just going to be like a new spin-off series or something like that. I'm always leery when they come out with new shows because I don't know who's making them. I know Paramount is supposed to be buying WB, which is good. If Paramount can get their shit together, you know. I mean, Star Trek's fucked, but if they get rid of what's his nut, the guy that fucked it all up, but yeah. New story, not a remake. Yeah, I don't know who's making it. I mean, if it's Amazon, I would be worried. Because they have their whole Rings of Power bullshit that they fucked up. That's not even Lord of the Rings. It's Rings of Power. And it's garbage. Can't make one up MacGyver, let's face it, right? Netflix, I don't know. Netflix fucks everything up also. I mean, they changed the race of everybody and all that kind of stuff, so if Netflix does it, it'll probably be fucked. Amazon's paying for it, but original writers are coming back for the episodes. Well, hopefully, yeah. I mean, if it's the original writers, they still have good viewpoints, and they're not letting politics and certain social issues cloud their mind. So. Because that's what I've seen is they're like, hey, we're bringing back these people. They're the originals from, you know, X, Y, or Z, but they've become super political and wrapped up into the modern day thing that they can't write good stories anymore. And that can really ruin entertainment. Because, like, I watch entertainment to kind of, like, escape reality. It's kind of like playing video games, right? Escapism. I can create shit that's not me. So like yesterday, Scotsman Gaming was creating characters for his WWE 2K26 universe. And I created People McNugget. He's 5'4", 600 pounds. Has ketchup red hair, ketchup mutton chops, and has a McDonald's themed kilt. And he comes out to Roddy Piper's theme music. I don't resemble that at all, but it's escapism. It's a way for me to create something random, and it's not real, and I don't need to feel represented in the game, you know, that kind of stuff. So, good thing about SG1 was RDA had an executive producer. Probably had a lot of input on writing and scripts. Yeah. I mean, fingers crossed it's a good show. I know what it's like to have my favorite things, you know, as a fan be ruined. And I don't want to see that for others. I really don't. I want your guys' lore, your guys' favorite stuff to be amazing. Because they fucked Star Wars. They fucked up Star Trek. They've screwed up a bunch of different things. And that's not fair. So, look at that. Look at that. We moved some dirt. Got some gold. Paid a bunch of money. Full slider. Mental for previous WWE character makers. Yeah. Like, I wanted to make something just completely out there, you know. It looks ridiculous. I told him skin color was golden brown and delicious. Like, make him the same color as a freaking chicken nugget. So, like, it was fun. It was just completely random. I don't need to be represented or feel represented or any of that kind of stuff in a game. I just want to escape. I don't want it to be reality. I mean, you can create stories that have certain morals or themes to them, but like Star Trek, for instance, the whole Starfleet Academy bullshit takes place in the 32nd century, but you have characters that are talking in Ebonics and using modern day language, and doesn't make any sense. Kind of like killed the vibe of Star Trek. So yeah, that was horrible. It still is. I think they have like 2 more episodes to go, unfortunately. But yeah, like it's bad. It's bad. It doesn't. They break their own logic. Like, they have a person. You know, see all the reviews. Yeah, I mean, okay, so you have a hologram essentially that is one of the characters, a hologram, right? They could have made her any age, but she has the mental age of a 6-year-old, and that 6-year-old was sent by the planet that she represents to learn about organics, right? And they haven't been around organics in like over 800 years. So they're going to send her to go mingle with them and learn about organics. But previous to this, when they mingled with the organics 800 years prior, they should have all the info that they need about organics. As a hologram, right? You can't shoot a hologram. Holograms don't eat. Holograms don't bathe. Holograms are light particles, right? That's how it works. Except for in this show, where she eats, she get drunk, she it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, 1 minute, she can't be shot by lasers, phasers, or anything like that. She can pass through shit. The next minute, she can be harmed by it. It doesn't make any sense. There's no continuity to anything in the show when it comes to that. They had a different writer for like half the season. So every episode for like 5 episodes was all a different writer. So the person who wrote the first episode, on episode 6, it looped back to them, I believe is what it was. And so it kind of like picks up where they left off from episode 1. So like people are fighting again. They're fighting with each other. Kind of like they were in episode 1 where they first came together and everything. Like, they didn't do that. So it was kind of weird how 5 episodes later they kind of regressed. And then the person who wrote the second episode got to write 7. So everybody is kind of like continuing their storyline from their own episode instead of like working together to write a cohesive story. It's a fucking disaster. Picard make a Tommy gun reel to kill a Borg in that one film. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Did you watch the Picard series at all? Because apparently, like, first 2 seasons were shit, and then I think it was Terry Matalas tried to make season 3 better, given what he had to work with. But yeah. I want to escape from reality, but at the same time, if you're making a show that's very much into science, things like that, there's got to be some realism, right? Like, that's my issue, Terraman. Like, I get the escapism, but like, the whole thing with Starfleet is it's very scientific. Like, you have the War College that works along with them, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, you have to keep continuity, right? Like, you're writing a story. If everybody like goes through these trials, tribulations, and they grow together, right? They're kind of becoming a team. They're gelling. It doesn't make any sense for them to start fighting again with each other and have these rivalries that they had from episode 1, because they're already over it. They've already gone through this and they've come together. It doesn't make any sense. If you write basically that this hologram can do certain things and then the next episode it can't, you have to give a reason as to what changed. You can't just be like, okay, well, this hologram is now a person and can cry and tears fall on the floor and everything like that. Like, does that mean that the hologram is losing pixels and particles because they're falling off? Like, what's the science behind it? Make it make sense. Like, I get escapism. Like, it's the 32nd century. They're dealing with some crazy shit. But, like, you know, Star Trek is very much progressive. It's always been that way. Dealing with certain themes and whatnot. I know, like, the kiss between William Shatner and I can't remember the black actress, but you know, Captain Kirk and her during the 60s was very revolutionary because that wasn't done before. But it wasn't just he's just banging every chick or anything like that. You know, it's kind of like what Commander Riker did during the Next Generation. Like, he was banging everybody. So, yeah. Going back, we'll catch up on this. Stopped with the Scott Bakula series Enterprise. Voyager had something similar with the Doctor and his advanced mobile emitter, but that doesn't do anything but allow him to act like solid matter. Okay. Babylon 5, very much believable. 200 years in the future. Right. Inserted into the Brimmergram and refill the tear ducts. Yeah, you know, I don't know. It just didn't make any sense. Like, if you watch the first episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, okay? Starfleet Academy, like I said, they're a science group, right? They've got their ranks and whatnot, but they're more focused on the science, going out into space, you know, going where no man has gone before, presented with problems, trying to solve them with things that they've learned in the past. These are the best and the brightest people that have been submitted to this organization. First episode, some fat chick ate her fucking comm badge. Like, she goes to the medical hologram, which the medical guy is a hologram from the same planet as Sam, and she ate her comm badge. Like, what the fuck? And a comm badge, that thing's pretty big. Like, she had to swallow that fucker whole. Which I bet she gives great head. That's beside the point. But, I mean, I guess in that show they have, what, Brett Cooper or whatever, and she's just like the biggest whore, sleeping with everybody as soon as she shows up. Shit like that. Fucking crazy show. Yeah. Ain't gonna lie, you thought the series was a massive piss take meant to rival Orville. Orville did Star Trek better, and that's sad because that shit was not Star Trek. Like, give fucking Seth MacFarlane control of the Star Trek universe. Yeah, no, Starfleet Academy, it's so bad. It is so bad. Yeah. Which I guess it keeps themes from, what was the other one? Yeah, he tried and they wouldn't. He made Orville. Right. I mean, that's the funny thing, though. I was like, he's making fun of it, but he's making it believable. He's making it... It's fucked up, but yeah. So, I don't know. I don't mean to bitch about all these shows, but it's just... The writers, there's no continuity. I mean, if you're going to have a team of writers, which is required due to the last strike or whatever they had, and they came up with the contracts, right? Each show needs to have like 10 or 12 writers in the writing room. Why aren't the writers in the writing room working together to write a cohesive story? You know, you can write, be the main writer for an episode, but make sure that the shit flows together. Like, you guys are writing down a journal, and here's this person's timeline, and it's kind of like a book or an encyclopedia. So if you have a question, you can go back and say, hey, okay, this is what happened, and this is what we're looking forward to, or here's the history of the person, and it's all fleshed out before you even start writing the show. Like, yeah, other words, woke pish. I mean, and it doesn't even have to be woke pish, it's just bad fucking writing. You could probably get a better story out of a freaking 6-year-old, right? You go to a first grader and have them write a story or tell you a story, they could probably come up with a better story than what these writers are coming up with. And I think it's just because these writers, they're inexperienced. They want to hit it big. They want to be the next big thing. And the problem is in Hollywood now, is you fail upward. Like, it used to be like, if you wrote something and it fucking flopped, or you directed something and it flopped, you had to pretty much crawl your way back up. You're doing indie films, you're working your ass off to try to get a better reputation. Now, if you get something to fail and you lose hundreds of millions of dollars for a company, they're going to give you your own movie to fuck up next time. They're going to give you a show to fuck up. It's crazy how losing money benefits you, and it just don't make no sense. I don't know why it's like that, unless it has to do with a lot of, like, your executives at the top, right? They're all about money, and they're so focused on other things that they bring in these interns and these people that are fresh out of college, and they have a certain mindset. And they have to listen and believe that that's what people think or believe. And then when it fucking loses the money, you don't blame the people at the top. You're not going to make a staff change that high up in the company. So interns either get let go and they bring in fucking more of the same, or, they fail upward. They get hired at a different studio or some other bullshit thing. But yeah, it's insane. It's insane to me. Like, just make good shit, like video games, good story, stuff like that. Bunch of writers that are narcissistic, dialent, and the products that they make is trash, but figure that they can force the public to like it, right? Or they have that belief system, Speed, like I said, they went to college or whatever thing like that. And they believe that they know everything because they're college educated and everybody else is uneducated idiots. And I've found that a lot of people that go to college are the biggest idiots because now they're in debt, and they're not going to have a job to pay that off, and they're going to be in debt pretty much for the next 30 years. You hired a guy 5 years ago that came from Nigeria. His wife got 8 years free college if she maintained a 2.5 GPA or better. Neither of them paid taxes on income for 10 years, and they each qualified for a guaranteed mortgage with 0 down and 0 interest on a 50-year payback. A mortgage of 125% of appraised value. Auto loans up to 5 of them, each approved $100K, 0 interest on 10-year repayment. Free health care, education, auto quality or auto qualify for WIC, welfare and food stamps, cell phones, utilities, shit like that. Pisses me off. I mean, there's definitely benefits for your skin color, and that's like the biggest issue. And I know some people or some companies have been sued about it, discrimination and stuff based on the hiring practices of that. Like, they'll skip over people that are white and go with somebody that's black to fill a certain role, or they'll hire somebody that's disabled or a woman.
Can you dig it,
something,
sucker?
so. Yes, Speed. College is a scam. You can get the same education at a local public library for free. In many cases, yes. The only time I think you need to go to college is for a doctor or a lawyer. And even the lawyer thing you can get from a library. You can pass the bar and all that kind of stuff. So We're digging and we're talking phrase, man. We're digging and we're talking. I know you're not a huge fan of political type stuff, but we're just talking in general. Politics is tied to a lot of shit, except for, you know, like good food. And even then, you could probably tie politics to it. Friends, when you send recipe for French tacos. French puffy tacos. He's French. He runs from problems. Oh, man. We have to thank the French. Without the French, we wouldn't have French fries or French toast. Don't worry. I worry. I want the French taco. Or he shows up late after the problem is solved, like the Brits. I can tell you that we get a total of 7.8% savings on what we match with employee taxes on the labor if we hire them, and if you hire a majority of them, you get a 5% discount on the taxes the business is responsible for, and for all minority workers. You have a nuclear airboat platform. All right, let's tune it back on the cocaine phrase. Wouldn't have small fucking boats either. Calm down, calm down. I was just reading what Billy Bob said about the percentages and stuff. Torpedo your boat. Don't torpedo my boat. I don't have a boat. Careful, Iran said some similar shit. I mean, you're not wrong. I welcome a nuclear apocalypse. I just hope I'm sitting right in the epicenter. Come on, you want to live through it just so that way you can fight the radioactive mutants and live Fallout. Come on. I know it. I know it. Running around with your kilt and your fucking claymore and pretending to be a Highlander. "7 days and the water's over." Well, you know. It happens. The school full of kids that ate the first bombs were a significant threat. See, the funny thing is with that, there is no proof one way or the other who did it yet. I know it's under investigation. It said that it's likely that it happened from U.S. or Israel, but I don't know. I mean, there are casualties of war. Unfortunately, it's going to happen. And it's sad. But the difference between, like, having, you know, casualties like that versus what happened with, like, most terrorist stuff is terrorists are going to openly attack civilian areas where civilian casualties happen less often in targeted stuff, but it does happen. The Ayatollah's the son is in charge now. Yeah, for now. For now. Because, yeah, I've been keeping up with what's going on with the school thing, because I don't think it's right, but yeah. It's one of those things that there's so many conflicting reports on it. I'm not jumping on the side of anything right now. I you know, am always looking to see what the outcome's going to be, and I don't trust Israel or the United States to give an honest report necessarily on that. But there are other sources that I follow that aren't Fox or CNN or ABC or BBC or any of that kind of shit. Independent journalists that are in the area. So I'm looking forward to see what happens, and I'm sure that there will be investigations done from the EU and other places as well. But yeah, you have a massive stash of bottle caps, so you'd be considered Elon fucking Musk of the wasteland. Hell yeah. 48 hours for us from the decision made for it to be over. Right, entire regime change. So, where's the B2 and the B-52 at the moment? Yeah, it's buzzing the Eiffel Tower. But yeah, no, after everything went down, then fucking Iran lost its mind and started attacking, like, the United Arab Emirates and fucking, like, Turkey and everybody around them. Like, and then targeting civilian areas. They're not even, like, going for targeted strikes against military areas or military personnel. And that's what a terrorist organization does, is pretty much targets that kind of stuff. And I understand that that's what happened in World War II with the Americans in Japan, but, I mean, Japan's pretty fucking based now, if you look at them. But I think that had to do with a lot of stuff was decided on that, and there was a split decision on that as well. Not everybody was happy with that. So... But according to the people that lived during the times and the people that made those decisions, I'm pretty sure that they made that decision because the Japanese people are very much like, you know, suicide bombers. They're going to fight to the last person. They're not going to surrender. And that was the only way that you could do it, was to target that. And I don't think it was an easily made decision. So. But I was not there. I didn't make that decision. I can only read about it in history. So. Ooh, please, 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 please. It'll take me from specialty guest shooting instructor to back in the game. Let's fucking go. I train shoot up to wound, or shoot to wound. Come turn it into a 1+5. Woo! One into 5+. Okay. Oh shit, we're in summertime. No, the fucking water. It's gonna dry up. Huh? Billy Bob wants to go play. Duplex digs are full. What the? Stop the bus! Stop the bus! I didn't realize that the ship had changed. Stop the bus! Stop the bus! Probably should park closer. Stop. Huh, okay. We have a clean out to do. Woohoo! Work with me here. Alright. There. And that one there. Like, I know most don't get it, but the smell of sulfur, taste of copper, humidity of the fog, the heat radiating off the skin, and your pores becoming naturally cleansed and dried out. It's just, it's amazing. Go Nuggetato! It's done. End up with like a 850. Currently fighting the post-roast dinner nap syndrome. Man, that sounds good. 970 ounces off of that one clean out. That's pretty fucking good. Reclining chairs are dangerous. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you're hanging out here. I'd be passed the fuck out. I mean, it's almost 10 p.m. there, so it's bedtime. I appreciate you being here for sure, but no, I get it. Like, I'd go comatose. Yeah, we made a roast the other day. It turned out pretty freaking good. A beef rib roast and some roasted taters and carrots and made gravy. Fucking amazing. Usually I would do like au jus, but we did an actual like brown gravy. Oh. Not even 9 yet. What? What do you mean it's not even 9 yet? 8 hours difference. We bounced up an hour, that's right. Right. Yeah, the clock fucking thing. So. Yeah, that always threw me off. Like we bounced ahead, so it's only like a 7-hour difference right now instead of a fucking 8-hour difference, I believe. One thing that pissed me off with the whole time change thing was always when I was working graveyard, because that's when they always did the change. So my 8-hour shift, well, I worked 10s at the time, so if it was fall back, then I would work an 11-hour shift but only get paid for a 10-hour shift. And then when it was spring forward was nice, because then I would work a 9-hour shift and get paid for 10, but I just hated that one where I had to work fucking 11 hours. Because you're like, yay, it's fucking 2. And it's like, nope, 1. Yeah, I like Riot Mid Gamer's idea better, though. Just keep losing an hour. Set it back. Set it back. Just keep rolling back. Alright, alright, alright. Did Dan ever start his stream? Nexus did. So Dan said he was gonna go get like something to eat or fix dinner or something. He'd be back in about 30-40 minutes. And it's been fucking 2 hours. Well, 2 hours and 15 minutes, give or take, you know. Who's counting? Sam! What'd you do to Dan? Where's Dan? You heard him say it. He said he'd be back in like 30-40 minutes. Gonna end up with another 900 freaking clean out. $130. And okay, 930. Night and Wolf, Rasher, you son of a bitch. How are you doing, brother? Get any good gold or just slacking? I'm slacking, man. I'm slacking. I'm old. I'm tired. I'm slacking. Seasonal. We're just outside of it. Need to get like 3-4 more clean outs. That should put us up in top 10. And we got a while to get on the max top 10, but you know. You know. But not bad for not digging for fucking like 2 weeks or some shit. It's been a while. Been a while. Oh. Reverse. But yeah, how you doing, Night and Wolf? How you doing? Let's see, you had 3,000 ounce clean out, close to 4,000. Bought the last 2 OG claims. Heck yeah. Not bad at all. Yeah, we still got to pay off a loan. So, you know, yeah. Today you're gonna hop on to some Farm Sim 25, do some nice harvesting, relax, lurk while I do that. Well, I appreciate you hanging out and lurking. You have fun playing with your tractors and whatnots. Thought about doing some Farm Sim 25 after the season's over, but I don't know yet. I haven't touched it in a long time. I think I played Farm Sim 22 more than I ever played 25, so. I don't know, something about 25 just kind of like, it's great graphics and it's got cool little gimmicks and stuff, but I don't know, man, something about it pissed me off. I think it had to do with like stump removal. The maps were kind of buggy, but I don't know. I might fuck around with it after the season's over. Have a permanent tab open on the browser, so whenever you're live here, awesome. Play Billy Bob Simulator. Well, last time I played, Billy Bob played. And that's saying something, because Billy Bob hasn't played a different game other than Star Citizen in like fucking 10 months. Billy Bob Simulator? Thought that was Thief Simulator or DDS. No. Billy Bob is a rancher, farmer, snow removal expert, and you ever played like lawn mowing simulator? That's Billy Bob. Maybe Call of Duty sometimes. Heifer herder. Ship crashing simulator, Star Citizen. Yeah, I've never played Star Citizen. They want me to play it, but I haven't. Tried to do the free play, and then the fucking download didn't download. Pissed me off. Oh. Gotta wait for the next free play. That one. Alright. Let's go. Woo. Well, that's the thing, is like, you know, I've had a few people offer to buy me the starting packs and stuff like that, but the only issue I have is I don't know if my PC will run it, and I don't want anybody to lose out on that, you know, if my PC doesn't run it. So we'll do the free fly, test it. If I like it, then at that point we can do starter packs and Mustangs and whatnots, but I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate the offer. I know I have to do an upgrade later, and the upgrade later will definitely make sure that I can run it, but right now I think it's a RAM issue. So. Yeah, I bought 2 sticks of RAM, 2 of the 16s or whatever, and only 1 stick works. Because when I run 2 sticks, the PC crashes, and I've had to pull one of the sticks, and I think that means the RAM is bad, and I just haven't taken the RAM that works out and put the other stick in to ensure that RAM stick is the issue. But it's supposed to work, and so yeah, it's just I'm running like 1 stick instead of 2 sticks. And I think McNubbin said that he was going to give me 2 sticks of 32. He was going to send them over since he upgraded his RAM, and it's the same voltage and megahertz as what I'm running. The only thing I'm worried about is I don't know if it would actually work or not, but I haven't DM'd McNubbin to give him any details to send me the RAM, so. I'm slacking. I'm just slacking, man. All the slacking. You're going to make it look like it was charged, but you know, yeah, it'd be a pretty big discount, huh? Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can figure out. If it is just the RAM stick, then I'll just need like a new set of RAM. But I know RAM's going up in price right now, man. It's a hot commodity. So once I get around to it, I bought that compressed canned air. I need to clean out the PC. And when I do the clean out, then I will swap the stick, start it up. And if it crashes the blue screen after about 15 minutes, then I know it's the RAM stick. So gotcha. Well, you're doing pretty well off. 65 a year. Keep your hours up. Well, there you go. No, a bad little business, I tell you. Swap? Yeah, no, we already did the swap. 3 more dump trucks, I think. 3 more. At the end of the year, when you need to renew your licenses and all that stuff to run the business, it goes down to about $45 a year because of the taxes and all the licenses that you need to buy, run the business out of your own home. Okay. I mean, it's still not bad. And I don't make that much, I can tell you that right now. I'm living on much less than that. Making ends meet, though, somehow. Sometimes I know it's definitely come down to the people that buy the subs, or they use the Prime subs, the donations. They actually do come in clutch sometimes and have helped. You know, I know last time I streamed I was talking about how Rasher's wife, her medication came up and actually had to pay for it out of pocket. One of the payouts from Twitch actually allowed us to get her the medication she needed. Oh, very helpful. Pay for new plumbing in the bathroom. Pipes were just old. Yeah. Water heater went. Furnace. Oh yeah, man. And everything in housekeeping, it goes to the roof. We water heater went out like 2 years ago. That was a bitch. So I had to go get a new water heater. But we're good for at least 10 years. Yeah, nope. The hidden cost of home ownership, you know. Once in a while, shit goes sideways. Gotta pay for it, you know. Water heaters and washers, dryers, shit like that. Hate plumbing. I hate electrical. I'll do plumbing all day. Another one. Call electrician. I ain't getting electrocuted again. Yeah, no, that's why I don't do it. Fuck that shit. Alright, it's been a while. Everybody save. Make sure you save. Save, save, save. Check your water. Save. Top off fuel if you need it. Do your thing. Do your thing. Alright, let's hit this with the fuel. Go check the water tower while we're here. Yeehaw. Alright. We're off and running again. Brother turned on the breaker to the bedroom right as you replaced the light socket fitting. Just about to put the live wire on and boom, you're on the ground. Yeah, that'll light you up. I've seen some crazy shit like that. Like, I know how to do it. I don't like fucking with it. I really don't. Like, my grandfather, you know, he taught me all that kind of stuff, a lot of how to and do it yourself shit, but I've seen him get zapped plenty of times. I was like, you know, nope. So. Uh, 2 weeks in the hospital just to make sure your heart was okay because that was enough voltage to kill you. Yeah. Yeah. Reverse, reverse. All right. probably do this clean out, and then we're gonna wrap up. I know, kind of a short stream, you know, like 3 hours ish, a little under. But Rasher wife's awake. Got some more chores I gotta go take care of. Make sure she's okay with her pain meds and whatnots. So she's still recovering from surgery, but she's doing well. Just sore. And tomorrow, we'll hopefully get that knocked out. Then I'm back to work, and then maybe Saturday. I know Sunday I will, because Sunday is the end of the leaderboard, and so we gotta ensure that we have it locked in. You know, gotta make sure we're top 10. Lock it in, man. Lock it in. Get rid of this tarot map. Savannah. Hello, hello. Sneaking in right towards the end. I know, it's a work night. Sneaking and sneaking. Tippy toe and all that. That's right. Tiptoe through the tulips. Hopefully you're doing all right. Hopefully husband's doing all right. Life's going well for you. Don't get to talk to you often. Sneaking and sneaking. All right. Debating on if I should pay off the loan or pay the loan down, because I mean basically we only got a couple squares left, and then whatever money we get out of that, that's what we gotta use for a reset. Got a shit reset last time, like a $10 million loan, try to get a better one. So work is mental at the moment, triple busy, people leaving. Well, crap. I mean, busy usually makes the day go by, but it can also be like exhausting when you're busy because you're doing the work of 2 people instead of 1 people. Days go by quick, all right. Yeah. Want to go to bed around 8, pretty much. I mean, that's definite fatigue and exhaustion. I can relate to that. There have been nights where I'm like, I'm going to bed. That's what I was like, it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Sleeping for 9-hour nights, crazy. I mean, so I am a Cancer. If I could sleep for 10 to 13 hours a day, I totally would. I love sleep. Out like a snuffed candle. Yeah. I think I put something on YouTube last night to watch, and I got like 5 minutes into it, and I was done. That was it. Done. Nope. Get out like a light. But it was like 10 or 10:30 last night, so I was up at around 6-ish, I guess. So, you know, the regular 7 to 8 hours sleep, something like that. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, no, 9 hours. Not bad. I'll take 9 hours. I don't know if it's going to be a good one or not. What did we get? 7:30? 8:30. Okay. 840-ish. I mean, 840 ounces is nothing to take a stick at. Pretty freaking good. Puts us at 33,682. 16th place on the max board. Still got to drop like another 3K. Get up into 10th place. Well, I know what we're doing tomorrow. So, all right, let's find some people to raid. Somebody to raid. Make sure we save so we don't fuck up. Save twice. 2 different saves, because you never know.
I'm going
right?
potty. You want home a dick?
Go potty. Home dick. Speed. Thanks for stopping in. We'll catch you later, sir. Alright. Leave the board up. I know how much speed's board. Bye, Sabrina. Thank you for stopping by. Catch you later. I didn't even have this ready to go, man. I'm such a freaking noob streamer. Noob streamer, man. Noob. You'll never know because I don't have a cam. So start putting starfish cam up. That's what everybody wants to see. Alright. Who is running? Who do we want to watch? What do we want to watch? Got some TGC with well duh. We got sumo wrestlers. Man titties, man titties. Gold mining simulator. Viking Patriot, he's playing leaderboards. Well, maybe. It depends on what he's got going. Let's, before I hit raid, I'm gonna go check him out. Just because I don't want to raid into somebody that's follower only. That pisses me off. Like, if you're gonna be streaming and expect a raid, do not have follower only on, you know? He's got follower only. I'm sorry. Not gonna do it, man. Not gonna do it. Okay. So let's see. Based on who I have that I'm following. Sumo Wrestling. farm sim, trading card game, Ducks, or some GTA. Well, there's cats too, but I don't know. So, we'll go raid. Well, duh. He's doing some TGC stuff. I like TGC. So. Come on, come on. I get it. Let's go. Click on the thing. Do the thing. TGC. Show him some love. He played Leaderboard. Not this last one, but I think the one before it. So, he's good people. He's good people. So, we got the raid started. Everything like that. Now it's time for the outro part. YouTubes, we're closing in on 800. We're like 2 away. I think I checked and I was at 798. So if you aren't following on the YouTube side, subscribed, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Be ready for whenever I go live or post the video for the chests. Or, I don't know, I might mess around with some other stuff. I don't know yet. So, appreciate it. Twitch, we're going to raid into Well Duh. Like I said, he played Leaderboard a couple Leaderboards back. Messed around. He's a fun guy. He's playing some TGC. Hang out for a little bit. Flick him some shit. And, yeah, just have fun in general. Everybody that tuned in today, I appreciate you. Thank you for the subs on the Twitch side. I appreciate that. Every little bit helps. You have that Twitch you haven't used yet. Why not? Use it on me. It's free. And, yeah, so wherever you're at, you take it easy. Whether it's morning, noon, night, we'll catch you later.